Hello and welcome to CX Today. My name is Charlie, I am the senior editor here, and I'm thrilled today to bring you a discussion in the run-up to Zoomtopia about AI and the future of the contact center agent. And joining me for that conversation is Michelle Couture, Global Product Marketing Lead for Customer Experience at Zoom. Michelle, it's great to have you join us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Charlie. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Well, it's great. It's great to have you join us, and I'm excited to talk more about the current hot topic in the contact center space, and that, of course, is AI. Maybe to start, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about how Zoom sees AI's role within the contact center.
Absolutely. So you nailed it. AI is the topic of the day in CX, and rightfully so. I think there's a lot of really great things that AI is going to bring to the table and really be able to assist and help customer experience overall. One of the big challenges that we have heard from our customers and we've seen for a while is really around where the ownership of resolution lies when a customer has a problem. So, one of the things that we see, if you think about it, it's like, oh, I have an issue. You have to start thinking about, how am I going to solve that as a customer? Do I chat with a bot? Do I need to call someone on the phone and talk to a live agent? If I do talk to someone, how long is it going to take to resolve that issue? What if I have a meeting in 10 minutes? Will that be enough time? Ultimately, what that does is it creates a very frustrating experience for the customer before they've even engaged with the brand. And so this creates a lot of that friction right up front. And we really believe at Zoom that we're going to help alleviate a lot of that with AI in particular. And so we think that, going through that process, we're going to be able to help customers resolve that very simply and easily by providing a consistent experience across any channel that they choose to engage with. And it isn't just for customers, as our agents are going to be handling more complex issues and they're going to need tools too. So we need to support them through their existing workflows so that they have what they need to solve those issues very seamlessly and easily. Zoom, we don't subscribe to the notion that it's going to be the rise of the droids in this AI era. We still very much believe in the human connection and humanizing that experience. So the process with AI will be, let's automate the things that can be automated and make that really simple and easy for the customer, but also have AI that's intelligent enough to understand when an issue needs to go to a human agent and be able to do that very seamlessly for them. So that will reduce that friction, that will reduce all of that frustration right up front, and ultimately lead to that great customer experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the kind of foolproof approach, isn't it? It's kind of figuring out what your big demand drivers are in the contact center, figure out what can be automated, and then also figuring out what are the big queries that agents are answering and how you can support them in their journey with doing that. And I know Zoom does a great job, especially through the AI assistant most recently, which is getting a lot of traction actually beyond the contact center as well. A lot of that's because of how it's priced as well.
Yes.
But yeah, a really great approach. I wonder if you could share more on what it looks like in practice for the Zoom contact center solution.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. It's really impressive stuff, what we've been able to do. And we're a newer CCaaS solution to the market. And the benefit of that, and really our competitive advantage there, is that we've developed our platform with AI in mind. So we actually have built AI into the core of our solution. We haven't had to go back and retrofit it into our solution or think about ways that we can do that. So it's completely ingrained natively across the entire platform. And the real advantage of that is that it gives us a full view of the customer journey from a 360-degree perspective. We often refer to it at Zoom as total experience. So, from virtual agent all the way through quality management and even incorporating some of our unified communications and EX capabilities that our agents are using, it gives us a ton of touch points that allow us to really orchestrate a positive experience, understand what's going on. So agents get that real-time direction for what they need. We have smart routing for when we need to make sure that we're connecting the customer with a human agent. For simpler queries, we're making sure that we're automating those and making them very human and natural, conversational and simple. We also have AI-driven analytics that are helping supervisors understand more about their contact center and incorporating all of those to drive those optimizations. So ultimately, we're looking to drive that very smooth, efficient experience while giving agents all the tools they need to be successful. And at Zoomtopia, we're going to be announcing even more innovations than we already have, which is really exciting, specifically around generative AI, and how we're utilizing those capabilities to really humanize the AI experience. So that's all I can say for now. I don't want to, relay too much stuff, but it's really, really cool stuff, and you won't want to miss it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard through the grapevine a couple of the announcements, and they are very significant. So I'm sure all attendees for Zoomtopia will be looking out for those. But sort of in the meantime, I know obviously there's a lot that the Zoom Contact Center can already do. Can you maybe provide some more like practical examples of how Zoom AI is supporting contact center agents and businesses?
Absolutely. Our mission is really around allowing agents who we consider employees, right, to really work happier. And how do we make their day easier? And so there's a couple of ways that we're doing that. We've talked about it a little bit, but it's they don't want to be saddled with mundane, routine, repetitive, boring tasks that are just filling up their day. They want to be having those great moments where they're focusing on what really matters and those customer connections. And so we can automate some of those inquiries that were maybe, making them crazy, just, repeating passwords or, resetting passwords, going through that process. We can also help support them through their after call work and being able to summarize conversations for them. We'll also making them more prepared in the process. So if someone does come in from a virtual agent or from another agent, they automatically have a call summary so they can immediately pick up the conversation right where the customer was, so that it's very seamless for them. Customers aren't having to repeat themselves. And for the business, it's really around the ability to learn from every interaction because we have a natively integrated platform that's also open. And so we can actually pull in other, integration services, just CRMs or ticketing systems, and act as those are native as well. It really helps continuously improve the performance. So everybody is learning from virtual agent engagements or expert assist engagements or even quality management post engagements to get better and better. So it's a lot of that support and empowerment for the agent that we're really focused on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's really great, especially about Zoom's approach, just generally in terms of the contact center too, is just kind of how wide its suite is. So, I mean, in the contact center space, a lot of companies used to say, this is the one solution you need and it fits in perfectly. But I mean, in Zoom, you've got obviously the analytics that you mentioned, you've got the virtual agent that you mentioned, you've got the auto QA software, you've got the reward and recognition tools, and contact centers can pick the elements that work best for them. And there's so many great examples that you've just shared, and even more of what's possible. And that's causing a lot of excitement around AI. But when it comes to implementations, there's still clearly some obstacles that
Yes.
contact centers are facing. Can you maybe tell me what you think those obstacles are and how Zoom customers can maybe overcome them using AI?
Absolutely. So obstacles, I think, are some of the ones most people are pretty well aware of, right? When you think about this, everyone understands the tremendous potential that is associated with incorporating AI. But there are some definite obstacles to implementation. One of them that comes to mind immediately is around integration. And so we have talked to a lot of customers who have been trying to bolt on AI to legacy contact center systems. And one of their biggest challenges with that is just they're creating these silos that AI isn't able to overcome. It's as good as the data is as good as the data comes out. And so it's really not providing that cohesive experience that they were really hoping for their customers. So it might be solving a self-service component, but then it's not impacting their agent experience or the overall contact center experience. So that's one that we continue to see pretty regularly. Another one is around cost. So it's really just trying to understand, how much is this going to cost when I incorporate this? Is this expensive? How do I get my agents to adapt to this and really want to use this and overcome some training challenges, et cetera? And so Zoom's mission has really been around making AI very easy, making sure it's seamlessly deployed within workflows. So for agents, it's really not about having to train them on how to utilize AI. It's popping up at those right moments. So it becomes a very helpful tool for them to support them through their process. And as it relates to some cost savings, we're actually including AI Companion for Contact Center in every license that we have. So we believe that every single Zoom Contact Center user should be able to utilize AI and take advantage of a lot of those great capabilities that we have, like our call engagement summaries and post-call wrap-up summaries. And we even have some supervisor dashboards so that they're in the know and they can know when they need to jump into an engagement, all included with our AI Companion. And we recently had a customer, they were called Topaz Services. They're a hotel concierge service that are employed by hotels to help with reservations and bookings and inquiries, et cetera. And they're really benefiting from Zoom Contact Center right now. One of their core challenges was integrating with their existing systems. And because of our open platform, that was something that was very simple and easy for them to do in solving those issues. They had some privacy concerns, and Zoom was able, we have robust security measures in play that we were able to work with them and be able to integrate to ensure that all of their data and customer information was very secure. They loved our user-friendly interface and how simple and easy it was. They were familiar with Zoom. They had been using some of it for some team chat capabilities. And so they saw Contact Center as a complete extension of that. And it made it so easy for them to implement with their staff and really, cut down on the training and the overhead that's associated with all of that specifically. And then one of the things that they really found was the human to AI connection. And they really were able to find that right balance of ensuring that they were connecting with humanizing, with empathy, but then also guiding agents with the support that they needed through AI. So really addressing some of these obstacles and challenges that they had. They found a home in Zoom Contact Center, and they're really starting to see those tangible benefits play out now. So great to see lots and lots of use cases in lots of different ways, but we really believe it's about customizing the AI for that particular business and making sure that you're really thinking through your customer journey flow to integrate AI in all the right places.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really do think as well, Zoom's reputation for kind of building easy to use software is is helping its sort of mission within AI as well. It's super daunting for kind of contact center managers who are often being promoted from agents and leaders who would ordinarily maybe 5-10 years ago just try and mimic what their predecessors did. But now the industry is starting to change so much. There's so much that they have to learn, and Zoom's ability to kind of soften that learning curve, I think, is going to be is a big plus point. But I'm sure these are topics that we could talk more and more about. And I think that's maybe a great place to end today's chat. And for anybody who wants to learn more about Zoom's approach to contact centers and AI, Zoomtopia is fast approaching, and you can register for that using the link in the description below. But that's all for now. I want to thank Michelle very much for joining me today, and you all for watching. Bye for now.